Hey voters, Anthony Haslage, the internet politician here, and before I begin, do not forget to like and subscribe to keep up to date on new content. Today we are dressing down to answer a viewer question discussed in a private video chat. Marcus of the United Kingdom finds the United States political electoral process amusing and was curious of my views on Presidents Biden and Trump. Now, before I answer this question, I will go over my presidential general election voting record. So, starting in 1996, I'm almost sure I was too young to vote. And I think I missed it by like a week or something. But if I were eligible to vote, I would have voted for Bill Clinton to be reelected. And that's primarily because of Al Gore. So Al Gore was doing really well with creating less governmental red tape, improving efficiencies, and reducing complications when people needed help from the government. He basically streamlined a lot of processes and got rid of a lot of waste. And that was really motivating for me to make sure that Gore was still in a position to do that. Now, that being said, in 2000 I voted for Ralph Nader. So you're like, well, wait, but you like Gore so much. I know, but Gore just was really stiff. He's not really a guy you would take across the ocean to meet the Queen. You know, he was just, he was stuffy, and I think as vice president, it gave him the leeway to do those changes that he made. But as a president, I didn't think he had it in him. Now, Ralph Nader, he was outspoken. He thought more broadly and existed sort of out of politics. He was a business guy. He's the reason why you have seatbelts in your car. I thought Ralph Nader, yeah, he should be pretty interesting as president. Why the hell not? 2004, I voted for Bush Jr. That was the first time I had switched to Republican. I switched long enough to vote for him in the primary to get him into the general, and then I voted for him in the general. Now, at the time, I liked how he handled 9/11. And based on the information available, I thought he had earned a second term. Very easy, not too complicated. I like a lot of people now who go, well, if I had known other things, maybe I wouldn't have gone that way, but too late now. So then in 2008, if not for Palin, I would have voted for John McCain. I liked John McCain. I think he should have been president, at least for one term. It would have been nice to see what he would do as a fairly moderate Republican. I mean, he was right smack in the middle of where I was at the time. And I thought it would be perfect for the country. But Palin, she did not help. I would have been like happy with almost anybody else. But Palin, yoinks. So then in 2012, Obama, voted for him again. I think I would have gone with Mitt Romney if not for the fact that, just like with Gore, it's a little too stiff. And any attempts to be otherwise were comical at best. Saturday Night Live nailed it. But also, keeping in mind that right after Obama got elected, the 2008 financial crash happened. And Obama helped the company get back into the swing of things with the TARP Act, which I've forgotten what it stands for, but it helped bring back a lot of things that had kind of died during the mortgage crisis specifically. So then in 2016, I did vote for Hillary Clinton. I like the idea of a woman president, first off. Just like with Obama, I like the idea of somebody who wasn't white. I doubt she could do worse than any male presidents, particularly her husband. Trump, I saw as too rash, ego-driven, and concerned about his own pocketbook, which is still 100% true. Now because I had no choice in the matter, Trump obviously got elected. I liked Trump for the first 2.5 years. But then when he started coming up with that rhetoric about the primaries being fixed against him, and the increasing hate and the fumbling of the pandemic, huge turnoffs for me. When you start predicting your own loss in the next election because of fraud that hasn't happened yet, that says a lot about you. Particularly, also polling kind of is like anybody but Trump. But when you consider the fact that, okay, so where I live, the voting machines are air-gapped, meaning somebody couldn't just hack them. Votes are taken and put onto a digital chip, which are then sent to a big machine, and then those results are reported to whatever entity, county, state, whatever, and it would be really difficult to hack that information. So to say that that was going to happen and that's why he was going to lose and then leading off into the January 6th thing, when you have 30% of a nation basically believing things that aren't, people in your own party say that are not true, you start to question what's going on up in their head. First 2.5 years, fine. The last year and a half, nuts. Okay, so Biden. I did vote for him, but only because the pandemic, it's just the way our economy was tanking, and I thought maybe Biden had learned something from Obama. So maybe we could get some recovery going, and he's kind of done that. Admittedly, so did Trump. Trump did a couple of things that I don't hate near the end, but I wish it would have been more consistent throughout his term and not just, here's some at the beginning, here's some at the end. But at least Biden continued on that effort and is looking to do other things to develop our economy. So to answer Marcus's question, personally, and I feel like I kind of covered it, Biden's only been in office for 5 months at this point. There's still 3.5 years. We don't know what he can do. He just did his first international trip, and that was okay. He went in talking big smack about Russia, and then based from my understanding of the outcome, he kind of just put his tail between his legs, which, I mean, I'm going to add this here. We need to stop electing old white guys. So that was kind of like, that I kind of wanted him to go into Russia with like, you guys don't stop hacking us, we're going to put you back in the Stone Age. Wasn't quite what happened. Trump, on the other hand, when he did his international thing, he kissed butt to every dictator, and that doesn't feel good. I mean, even if you were an avid Trump voter and you saw him kissing butt of Putin and the leaders of other just countries that aren't friendly with America, and then you really need to reconsider your stance. But also Trump was an isolationist. He wasn't really into international affairs, so comme c'est comme ça. So, I mean, that's generally my view. Again, Trump had me for about 2.5 years, and then the crazy rhetoric, I'm out. Biden have yet to see anything that has gotten me going, oh, okay. He just continued what Trump was doing, and then just, a couple of things improved, pandemic-wise. So far, not so much to say about. Anyway, that is all the time we have today, voters. Remember, a good voter is an informed voter who can think for themselves. Do not forget to check out my previous videos on this channel and to like and subscribe to keep update on new content. Bye.